Hi guys, welcome to today's movie review, which is for Bumblebee. Okay, so I, like many others, thought the first Transformers movie that was directed by Michael Bay was really cool, up to the point where all the sequels started coming out and everything just started getting really messy. So when Bumblebee was announced, I didn't know what to think, to be honest with you. I have pretty much watched all of the previous Transformers movies, even the one that came out, I can't remember what it's called now, the last one that came out. I actually had the urge to watch it at the cinema. It wasn't very good. It was just messy. This is going to end in tears. And when the reboot came about, I thought, okay, why are they doing that? It doesn't make sense. But I'm not going to spoil it for you. My opinion of the movie is that it's quite good. It took a long time to build the character of Charlie and her friendship with Bumblebee, and it was very slow. They took their time in putting that together, and putting together the fact that, okay, this is what's happening and this is probably going to be the outcome. It was interesting to see John Cena act. I've seen him in a couple of movies, and well, actually I've seen him in quite a few movies now, and he hasn't really pulled off any roles. I think 12 Rounds was the last one that he did a decent job in, but it's one of those movies where less talk and more action is involved. In this one, I'm glad that he had less to do, but what he had to do was really bad. Some people just can't write dialogue for some reason, and I don't think they wrote a decent enough character for him. That kind of action man, G.I. Joe kind of salute towards the end of the movie, it was just uncalled for. It was just too much cheese. Speaking of cheese, the 80s setting was brilliant, but it didn't feel like the 80s. All it felt like was they put products from the 80s in and around Charlie's house and in and around the city and what have you. It was good to see certain things like a yellow Walkman from Sony. I had a yellow Walkman. It's one of the things that I wish I had still kept with me. You know, there was just every trope you can think of to do with the 80s was right in their house. It was kind of like, yeah, here's the 80s, I'm going to shove it down your throat. And yeah, it was kind of uncalled for. You said it's 1987, so, you know, just put a few things here and there and that's it. Not just every single product. You know, not everybody had every single product in the 80s. Like, not every teenager had an actual Sony Walkman. You know, if they did, it would have been like a really cheap Sony Walkman. The music in the movie was really good. It was a mix of rock and pop from the 80s, and it had a nice feel to it, and the song choices were really good. And one of the things that I thought that was really good though was the fact that they established it was the 80s in space by the Decepticons picking up a signal for from Earth, and the signal had the Cheers theme tune being played, and that made me chuckle. The cinema itself was pretty much full, and it was like 11:40 showing, which was, I think it was the first showing of the day at that particular cinema, and I think there was only maybe 10 seats not taken up or something. Everybody was laughing at the funny bit. It was really good. Even the kids were laughing at it. The acting could have been better. John Cena's definitely could have been better, but he's limited to what he can do. It was nice to hear Optimus Prime's voice and see him at the start, you know, in the Battle of Cybertron. And yeah, we got to see some cool Autobots and some cool Decepticons, and they felt more like the Transformers that I grew up reading and watching on TV. So it was more, I don't know, it felt more personal in that respect. Although I do like the first Michael Bay Transformers movie. Storyline with Charlie, it could have been better. Trust me, it could have been a lot better. They could have condensed it into maybe like 15-20 minutes. Okay, so Travis Knight did a really good job. What he did was, in the fight scenes, you could pretty much see everything. It wasn't just like a whole load of CGI metal going clank, 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 clank. You could see fights. I saw an armbar takedown that Bumblebee did, and you know, there was a lot of wrestling moves in it. It was interesting. I think maybe a bit of the John Cena formula came through from his wrestling background. But I really did not want to see him, to be honest with you. I would have preferred to not have John Cena in the movie. Maybe somebody else. Maybe somebody not so built. But every scene that needed him in it, he was just over the top. I just didn't like it. I wanted it toned down. I saw a John Campea video which said that John Cena could be the next Captain America. Hell no. Especially after this performance. Hell no. I just don't want that. Keanu Reeves as Wolverine? Maybe, but he's getting too old. But going back to Transformers, the acting was okay-ish. The CGI on the robots was really good. I liked the different angles they used. I liked the fact that you could see the fight scenes better, and it was slightly slowed down a bit, I think. The story was okay as well. It worked for what it needed to be. It wasn't the best movie that I've seen this year by any stretch, but it kept me entertained. It was really good in that respect. Here's a little spoiler. I can't actually keep it to myself. So I thought it was a reboot. People on the internet were saying it was a reboot. It is actually a prequel. So towards the end, you do get to see that Bumblebee scans a Camaro and turns himself into a Camaro at the end, and then you see all the Autobots landing in the post-credit scene, and that is really cool. The music was good. The visuals were good. The script was okay, actually. It's obviously one of these popcorn movies where you just go watch it, enjoy yourself for 2 hours, and that's it. It did feel kind of short in certain areas, like they could have taken time with certain other things, but they didn't. I would have loved to have seen more battles in Cybertron. That would have been amazing, but again, it's just one of those scenes that gets put into the movie for effect and to just give backstory, but it doesn't actually add to the the narrative of what's unfolding. Maybe they could do a movie of how the war started between the Autobots and the Decepticons. That could be an interesting movie, but again, it will be all dark and dingy because Cybertron doesn't seem to have any natural sunlight. So yeah, we'll see what they come up with for next time. Yeah, so that's it. So all in all, I think this movie was really good. Not amazing. I need to come up with some kind of like rating system, like 10 out of 10 or 5 out of 5 or something like that, but for now, not for these movies. I think it's a good movie if you want to forget about your troubles and go and watch a movie for 2 hours and just chill out, hang out with your friends, family, or if you want to, it's a good movie for a date night. And it's obviously the holiday season at the moment, so yeah, take out your loved ones and enjoy. It's not a bad movie to spend your money on. It's definitely better than Mary Poppins, and yeah, enjoy. And this will be my last video of the year for movie reviews, and for 2019 I will be back bigger, better and stronger. So please like and subscribe to my channel. There's going to be some really good stuff happening soon. I'm just going to leave you now. You may get some videos on the run up to my trip to Las Vegas for CES. Apart from that, I think I will just use this opportunity to say thank you very much for watching my videos. Thank you for subscribing, for liking my videos, for sharing my videos, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all of you. Thank you.